king, I am not a god, I am Hunkpain!
In the frost-bitten corners of Warframe, where only the strong survive, a king wielded a weapon of unimaginable power. Frost, a ruler of ice and fury, commanded the Incarnon SIBEAR, a hammer forged from the coldest hearts of forgotten realms. His reign was merciless, his power unmatched, until the Tenno rose from the shadows. With strategy, skill and relentless courage, the Tenno confronted Frost in an epic battle that shook the very foundations of Warframe. Amidst the clash of power and will, the unthinkable happened. Frost fell. Claiming the Incarnon SIBEAR, the Tenno transformed a symbol of tyranny into a beacon of hope. Now, armed with this legendary weapon, they stand ready to obliterate the enemies known as the 9,999. The journey was perilous, but the reward, legendary. And so, the legend of the Tenno grew, etched into the icy winds of Warframe forever.
You shall be king.
Please don't go.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
It's great having you here.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Let's give the people what they came for.
Welcome back, Tano. Hope you enjoyed the speedrun. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. That's how you support the channel. Now, for the SIBEAR, unique trait. Heavy attacks grants 50% statue chance for 4 seconds. Now, crushing runes in the stance. Condition overload, more damage. It depends on how many statues affecting the target. Amalgam Organ Shatter for critical damage and 60% heavy attack wind up speed. Sacrificial Steel to increase your critical chance and 2 times for heavy attacks. We're going to be performing a heavy slam attacks, not normal slam attacks. I will show you that in a second. Seismic Wave for 200% melee damage. Shocking Touch for electricity. As the weapon comes with cold, with electricity we're going to go with magnetic. And magnetic is really powerful against Overguard. Magnetic increase shield damage by 325% with multiple stacks and disables the target shield regeneration for a short duration. When shield or overguard breaks, dual electricity damage for 3% of enemy's max shield or overguard per stack with forced electricity set effect. Now this is really nice when you're fighting, for example, Corpus and so on, and I wanted to take it. It was benchmarking and the weapon did amazing damage, but what you want to take instead is for example the Molten Impact. So you're going to create Blast. Now what Blast does, Blast deals 30% of base damage. After 1.5 seconds, an explosion at 10 stacks or on death, we're going to rely on death, stacks deal their damage simultaneously to enemies within 5 meters with staggering them. So for example, if you're going against Corpus, you go for the Magnetic. If you're going against like Grenier and so on, you go for the Blast. Blood Rush to increase your critical chance based on your combo multiplier. Primate Smite Orokin for the multiplicative damage against faction. Now against Corpus you put Corpus, against Grenier you put Grenier, and so on and so on and so on. If you don't have this and you don't have the normal one, of course you can go for the flat additive damage. But you will be fine, you'll be doing great, okay? But if you want to increase your damage, of course use the multiplicative. Killing Blow for 120% melee damage on heavy attacks and 60% heavy attack wind up speed. Melee Crescendo on finisher kill gains 6 initial combo for the rest of your mission. Now there is a lot of ways you can perform finisher. We can talk about, for example, Naramon, second ability on your operator, and then you sling, you open them for finisher. We can talk about Vazarin, you ragdoll them in the ground and then you perform a ground finisher when you press X. We can talk about the aerial mods, when you airborne attack, you put them to sleep and you open them for finisher. And we can talk as well with the Bronco Hizzling rounds, okay? You can open the enemies for finishers as well. These are techniques you can finish enemies with without relying on a specific frame, for example like Ashworth ability, and so on and so on and so on. That's why we're not going to talk about Warframe finishers. And now for the Incarnon evolutions. Evolution 1 goes Reach 6 combo and then heavy attack to activate Incarnon form using the button on your mouse wheel. Create a cold blast radius with heavy slams. Now that's why I built this weapon around slam, as the feature comes like so. Now 100% melee damage, 50% heavy attack wind up speed, 10% sprint, and 10% parkour velocity. Evolution 2, we're going to be using the Master Shatter, increase base damage by 20, 10 additional combo on targets affected by called the statue effect. You can run this one, of course, if you have a Warframe with more than 450 armor. Okay, you can go with this one 100%. Now, Evolution 3 will be running with 1 range. Evolution 4 will be running with the 25% increase of base critical chance. And that's it. And now before I show you the Warframe build, I want to make myself clear that I use Revenant so I don't boost the damage of the weapon in any way. So what you see is the weapon and in what's capable of. In the meaning of, I don't use Eclipse, Roar, Zeta Whisper, Vex Fury, or Wrathful Advance, and so on. The reason for that, so you can apply this build in any Warframe that you like, and you will receive the results that you see. And if you add boosters, like I just mentioned, the abilities, you can get better results. So I give you the cake, you put the cherry on top, and in the future, of course, we'll make videos about like what best Helmnith with how to boost your damage and so on and so on and so on. But I can't expect you to copy this build because it's really good with Mirage or really good with Chroma. You get the point now. Now, for my Revenant, I know this is shocking a lot of Thanos that I'm not using the Exilus and the Slam mod in here because I was testing the weapon without them and it did great to level cap. But what you want to do, my friend, is you're going to be using Near Anguish right here and Near Hatred right here to increase your Slam by 200%. Okay? That's out of the way. Steel Charge, Nira, Vigorous Swap, when you prime them and you jump in the air, Slam, boom, Vigorous Swap, 3 seconds, window is perfect. Arcane Fury in here for the melee damage. You can take down the strike in here, it's not really necessary. You can run Energize, whatever you want, Avenger, and so on. Okay, now for the Helmet ability, we're going to be using the Tempest Barrage. Now, Tempest Barrage is Hydroid subsumable ability. It will rain corrosive stacks, 10 stacks for 80% armor strip. Now, I'll explain that in a second. Also, we'll be running Viral Tempest. So the ability itself will proc 10 stacks of corrosive for 80% armor strip and also 10 stacks of viral to make the enemies vulnerable in their HP to damage by 325%. Now, if you know anything about me, I always use a method called DVS. D stands for damage, V stands for viral, S stands for strip. Now, you might say, Hank, how are you gonna be 100% armor stripping them? That comes the Archon Shards. 2 Emerald Archon Shards to push the stacks of corrosive from 10 for 80% to 14 for 100%. Now, why Hank? Armor sucks in Warframe, and Pablo said we don't need to do that anymore. No, because armor comes with something called damage reduction. By lowering enemies' damage reduction to minimum, you make them vulnerable to more damage. You get the point here. Now, if you really desperately don't want to use the 2 Emerald Archon Shards, it's okay. You can use 1 Tau Force. You'll get them this close to armor strip. I don't like that method because it doesn't actually make them red health, you know, okay, I armor stripped it, boom, you know, that red health juice, no. Now, the other Archon Shards, I'm running 3 Violet Archon Shards, and if you have them Tau Force, go ahead, but make sure that your energy is more than 500 for the juicy damage boost doubles. Now, simple as that. Now, if you don't like my method on proccing viral and corrosive and armor strip, I'll leave you this sheet right here so you can move around and decide for yourself which method is your favorite. Simple as that. And here we are, Thanos in Simulacrum, and now let me show you how to slam because a lot of Thanos, I've seen them doing it wrong. Jump in the air and normal attack, 62,000, that's not what we're here for. And as you can see right there, it's not consuming my combo, means I'm doing it wrong. What you want to do is you perform a heavy attack when you are in the air, like so. Jump, boom, there you go, 2,500,000. Now my combo is consumed, I am in the right path. Now, everyone keeps saying, Hank, you don't need to armor strip enemies, blah, 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 blah. So, remember how much damage you're doing? Boom, 2,100,000. So what if I tell you we can multiply that by at least 70 times? How? DVS. We're doing damage. Now let me show you the viral, 325% damage to their HP, and the S, armor stripping them, removing their damage reduction, putting them in. There you go. Now check this out. Check this out, Thanos. Alright, there we go. Shkaboom. That's 105 million. Let me do it again because the damage didn't show exactly on the screen the way I desire. Let me put them in again. Going up in the air. And shkaboom. There you go. 111 million. Are you satisfied? Yeah, I know you are. Now, let me show you something else that you can actually perform a heavy attack also. The build is not made for heavy attack, but you can. Why not? There you go. Boom. 16 million, 32 million. The enemies died. You're good to go. One more time for all time 6 for the SIBEAR. Jumping in the air. And shkaboom. There you go. 108, 107. Guaranteed. There is nothing to prove. The weapon already leveled up. Enemies go. good night. In the end, I hope this video helped you out to build your Incarno SIBEAR, maybe you learned a thing or two, or maybe it inspired you to make your own build. Looking forward to your comments because your feedback helped me a lot to improve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, that's how you support the channel. Join our Discord, link in the description. Follow me on Twitch because I'm multi-streaming now on YouTube and Twitch in case you didn't know. And I will see you guys next time. Freeze them all!